They were the only group that got stops for us the whole game. So, they scored 36, 33, and 32 in the first three quarters. And so we started that lineup in the fourth quarter. They were getting stops, and we got back in the game, and it's an obvious decision to ride them at that point.
Offensively, especially playing for and everything, what changed third quarter and then on?
Well, I thought the biggest section of the game was the final 2 minutes of the half. We had, I think, a 9-point lead with about 2 minutes left. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they scored the final 11 points and changed the entire feel of the game. To that point, it felt like, we were going to be the aggressor. We were going to be in control. We still hadn't made stops, but it felt like we were going to. And then the last 2 minutes were kind of a disaster. We turned the ball over, we took some tough shots, and they got out in transition, hit some threes. And I thought that carried over to the second half. They felt more confident, and they dominated that third quarter, and that was the key stretch. So from the 2 minute mark of the second into the third, they took over the game.
Is this something you've been thinking about lately? And do you expect, not that it's necessarily permanent, but it seems like you're going to have a lot more flexibility at that, I guess you'd call it the looming spot.
Yeah, we're going to have a ton of flexibility. These last 8 games, without Steph, it changes everything for us in terms of the domino effect of different rotations. With Draymond back, I decided to separate Draymond and Loon in order to get more spacing and, more shooting on the floor at the same time. Our offense was obviously not the problem tonight. We scored whatever it was, 67 in the first half, and we got a lot of great looks. But obviously our defense suffered. And that's the balance that we have to figure out right now. We've started Draymond and Loon for a long time together. But without Steph, the spacing is more magnified. Steph sort of negates the lack of spacing in terms of lineup combinations. But without Steph, the lack of spacing becomes more prominent, and we have a tougher time scoring. So, it's a little bit pick your poison right now, and we've got to strike a balance and figure that out.
What did you see in that, I guess, when you went small, what were the defense issues? No rim protection?
We gave up a bunch of offensive rebounds in the first 5 minutes of the game. But we were just scattered defensively. We gave up a ton of threes in the first half. Trae Young was brilliant with his passing, coming downhill off the pick and roll. They've got a lot of 3-point shooters, and they kind of picked us apart in that first half. Third quarter, they got to the lob. We took care of the 3-point line, but, he found Capella quite a bit. And then the fourth was when we finally found some traction defensively, but it's not enough to play one quarter of defense in a game.
Klay hit 9 threes and played 40 minutes. I assume you liked how he looked, but also you're comfortable at this point with 40 for Klay if needed?
Yeah, Rick may not be at home. I may have a text on my phone, but Klay, I thought it was his best game. The first half, he was so patient, and this is where he's struggled. He's been rushing things. He's been forcing shots, and the first half was great in terms of his patience, moving the ball on, and then trusting that the ball would come back to him. And as a result, he got way better looks. And once Klay gets hot and he sees a few go in, then the bad shots tend to go in anyway, so I didn't love his looks in the second half. I thought we were in a little bit of a rush, but he was making them because he had gotten on in such a groove in the first half. But that's the way he's got to play offensively. He has got to give up the ball when people are there and trust that it's going to come back. And that was the silver lining in tonight's game was Klay's performance.
A couple of weeks ago, you and I were talking, and you said when Draymond was out, one of the changes that Jordan would have to make is be more of a ball handler and facilitator because Dre wasn't there. Now with Steph out too, and I mean Jordan had his first career double tonight. Do you see that learning that he had with Draymond out as a facilitator and a ball handler is now also, coming to play with Steph out and he's able to?
Yeah. I mean, Jordan has, with Steph out, he's been handling the ball most of the game for us. Obviously, we played Draymond at the backup point tonight, rather than Cheese. And that was, there was a stretch there that, we didn't look great. We're asking a lot of our group, piecing some of these lineups together. And Draymond's it's gonna come for him. He's just come back. He's gonna find his game, but it's not gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be easy right away. So he's just got to keep going. And Jordan was fantastic in the first half. Struggled in the second half, but they were paying a lot more attention to him too.
Poole, go ahead on Zoom.
Yeah, Steve, you had said when Draymond was out that his return would not be some sort of miracle for your defense. With his return, though, what are you still seeing that's not happening to get your defense back where it needs to be special?
Well, it's not one thing for sure. And I'll say this, Atlanta puts you in a lot of tough spots. It's a difficult team to guard because of the amount of floor you have to cover. I guess I should look at you that way, Monty. Sorry. We were bad in every regard defensively tonight to start the game. The penetration was hurting us. We weren't rotating to 3-point shooters. We didn't box out. It was a tough night for everybody. Draymond's performance will improve dramatically as he gets his legs underneath him here the next couple of weeks. And so I'm not worried about that. I think the biggest thing for us is what combinations we're going to play. We've had so many guys in and out. We're trying to, bring along a couple of rookies. The injuries have meant different combinations, different lineups. And, we have to explore some lineups, but we also have to get settled on some lineups by the time the playoffs start. So it's a challenge, but our guys are up to it. Thanks.